This story tells of Chance, who was abandoned, and his family struggled to adopt him. One day, I noticed that my neighbors had packed up their belongings, taken their animals, and left. But a few days later, there was still movement in that yard. Behind the fence, I could see a dog. That's when I realized they had left him there, all alone. There was no one around, so I knew I had to give him food and water, but I couldn't step onto someone else's property without permission. I called an SPCA investigator to come check. He saw the dog, left a note on the gate, and said, "If nobody reaches out in the next few days, we'll take the next steps." No one ever contacted them because the house was truly abandoned. The investigator came back and called the sheriff to discuss what to do next. They were waiting for a judge to grant them permission to enter the property. In the meantime, I kept bringing Chance food and water every single day. I called the investigator again to ask for an update. He told me the sheriff wasn't responding, and the animal control couldn't legally do anything yet. A few days later, I saw a woman at the house with a set of keys. I ran over to talk to her. She had no idea there was a dog on the property. She was just there to collect something left behind by the tenants. I asked if I could go inside the property. I explained that the city couldn't legally take the dog. She gave me permission to enter. If I hadn't helped Chance, he wouldn't have survived. I live in Texas, and the humidity makes it feel like triple digits. The heat alone can be unbearable. Now that I could finally go inside, I used food and water to approach him slowly. I realized he had found a little hiding spot for himself during the day and only came out at night when it was cooler. On the 7th day, I decided to try petting him. My husband was standing behind me. Chance was terrified. I remember standing in front of him, and my husband said, "Just do it." Pet him, so I did. That moment, I understood. Chance wasn't aggressive, he was just scared. He had clearly been through something painful. We had to build trust, piece by piece. People kept asking me, "Why didn't you just take him home right away?" But you can't do that with a dog like him. He needed to choose to trust me. If I scared him or forced him, I could lose that chance forever. So I kept visiting, feeding him, sitting beside him. Every day, a little progress. Until one day, after sitting with him for about 30 minutes, I walked back home and heard footsteps behind me. I turned around. Chance was following me. I let him follow me all the way home, but after 10 minutes, he got scared and ran back. The next day, he was waiting for me again. I sat beside him, and once more, he followed me home. This time, I led him into the garage and sat with him there for 3 hours. He stayed in my garage for about 2 weeks. I always left the door open so he wouldn't feel trapped, so he could leave anytime he wanted. But he never did. And now, he's part of our family.